Cue some music. Alright. And C2C Radio is live in 5, 4. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Corner Wrestling Radio. I'm Stan Grubb. My tag team partner, Brian Taylor, is here. What's up, Brian? You know, just rocking and rolling, man. Just watching. We got Monday Night Raw on in the background. We got news flying in from everywhere. It is close to Halloween Havoc for NXT. They're doing a 2-week special edition. This past week, it was a big episode where they brought in everybody. They brought in all the big guns. We got all kinds of things to talk about from there. We got new AEW Tag Champions. We got new WWE Undisputed Tag Champions. Got a new signing. We got a video game update. And something completely unrelated to wrestling, but this just floored me. So I got a phone call before we went on the air from my brother. And you know what he told me? Because I literally hopped off the phone with him like really fast. My brother Jack tells me, he says, you know, before you go on the show, you should really pay attention because flag football is now an Olympic sport, but wrestling is no longer an Olympic sport. Yeah. I have no idea how that's even a thing, but flag football apparently is an Olympic sport. Apparently wrestling is no longer. What's next? We're gonna get cornhole in the Olympics? Ultimate frisbee? There's an article here on it's on Seahawks.com that came out this afternoon, and basically said flag football has been approved for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. The news that was announced Monday by the NFL and the International Federation of American Football. Mm-hmm. The Shield hath spoken. I mean, it'll make them money, I'm sure, but who plays? Who plays them? Like, is this going to be NFL athletes playing flag football? And how bad do they smoke the rest of the world? Oh my God. How bad do they smoke the rest of the world? Let's see here. So, scrolling through. The NFL and LA28 dropped a short video today starring Seahawks wideout DK Metcalf introducing flag football as one of the 5 sports. Other sports being cricket, lacrosse, baseball, and softball being added to the 2028 Summer Games. Well, it lists the 5 sports, and among them is not wrestling. Let me pull this up through. Let's see, is wrestling an Olympic sport? Let's take a look here. What? I don't know. Who is Kurt Angle? No, Kurt Angle is wrestling. In 2013, holy crap, the IOC members voted to remove wrestling from the Olympic program. The New York Times cited several potential factors in the decision, including the lack of universally known talent, unlike other sports, and concern for the lack of women's competition in wrestling. Wow. That's crazy to me. I mean, the Olympics have had wrestling as part of it since 1896. Right, right. Well, yeah, I mean the gladiators and all of that, and then they had all of the other things. Wow, that's kind of mind blowing because it's not just Kurt Angle, but I mean it was Mark Henry. No, he wasn't in wrestling. I apologize. Um, well, Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar did the NCAA, but they didn't go to the Olympics. Um, but even still, NCAA. I mean that they were known at least nationally at that point. Had they gone in, maybe this transitions from wrestling to UFC, like the MMA. MMA, maybe MMA becomes a Olympic thing. You don't think so? I mean, people have a natural bloodlust, so they'd love to see somebody get knocked out in the middle of a cage. Conor McGregor could win a gold medal. I'm kidding. He would never pass the drug testing that the Olympics have, especially since him returning to UFC was contingent upon them dropping their agreement with the USDA for drug testing. Yeah, yeah. Although if you were to ask me, I couldn't name one outside of who I just did, Conor McGregor, one current UFC fighter. I can't think of any names. It's good in short bursts. I can't sit there and watch, round after round after round. It gets boring to me. But what do I know? I just thought that was crazy when he told me that. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely say that on there. That's crazy. So thanks, Jack. He gave us a quick intro topic. We appreciate you. I didn't either. I didn't either. And when he told me, I was like, that just doesn't make any sense. He's like, look it up. I'm like, I will. I remember watching the Olympics with the basketball. Yeah. I watched the Dream Team. Like I watched that, and then I watched um yeah, I guess that's kind of it. Okay, moving on. So we got some interesting stuff to cover. Kind of I hinted at it as we started the show. Since Raw is on, I might as well just point out the obvious. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, new undisputed tag team champions. Yet again, WWE proving that tag teams don't matter. Let's just slap Cody and Jey together and Yeet becomes a thing. They that was comedic at best. Like Jey was certainly hammered. He was slurring his speech. He was I mean, he was just interrupting everybody. Cody didn't seem like he was fully with it. He did say that they had partaken in some libations after their match. Yeah, they were giggling the whole time. Like they couldn't keep themselves serious. They were just kept laughing and being weird. And then he just kept saying yeet. So at one point, I don't even remember the name of the guy that was trying to ask him a question, but there was a question asked, about how they feel the state of the locker room is now after the merger, and Jey Uso just kept saying, "Can you feel me?" And so Cody finally says, "Do you feel him, sir?" I mean, it was almost uncomfortable to watch. Like they were funny, but then you're like, wow, these guys are really shit faced. It right, yeah, right. Pull the plug on it. Hmm. I mean, to me, it seemed like it was one of those moments where if it had been anybody else, like if it had been Jimmy Uso, he'd have been fired, like right then and there. Like that press conference would have been done. He'd have been gone. The alcohol issues, the DUIs. Oh, um, the wellness policy. Yeah. I'm actually looking that up just to be sure. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was just Jimmy. And Jimmy's had one, two, three of them so far: 13, 19, and 2011. Yeah. Yeah. Um, the new company TKO. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Exactly. Especially now with them still really sitting in the PG realm. They constantly tout themselves as family friendly and all of that, and to have them come out there, shit faced and just slurring speech and not making any damn sense. Yeah, that just doesn't sit well for your company, especially fresh off of a merger. Whoever gave the okay to go forward with that should really be penalized for that as well. Right. Mhm. 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 Now, coming out of this story, coming out of the tag championship changing hands, Friday night we get two different things that happen. Introduction of LA Knight as a potential next challenger for Roman Reigns, which, judging from the crowd, looks like we might have a little bit of a good situation for LA Knight. I think he's got an opportunity to really shine here. However, we all know we're not seeing that title change hands till Mania. So, thanks for coming, LA Knight. We're really glad to see you moving up. But yeah, for all of you fans out there that are thinking LA Knight is next up, he's next in line to lose. So just get comfortable with it because that's what's going to happen. He's white hot right now. He is white hot, and it's a testament to his ability to just withstand all the bullshit from going through LA Knight to Max Dupree to back to LA Knight and being able to rebound as strongly as he has. Um, but I just feel like, just like they did with Sammy, just like they did with Cody, just like they did with KO, hell, Drew McIntyre, Clash of the Castle. I mean, he was crazy over there. But yeah, yeah, that's true. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, we've got some time, and they did start the tease this past Friday. We get the tag title defense between Cody and Jey against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Obviously, they win. And then as they're walking to the back, Roman's music cues up, and there's Jey, there's Cody in a face-off with the Bloodline. Well, it's focused on Cody and Roman, and I mean it was a buzz all over Twitter, a buzz all over X or all over Facebook. Everybody posting the same screenshot of the two of them face to face, capitalizing off of the questions that Michael Cole asked last Monday, basically asking, are you afraid to go after Roman Reigns? Is this the end of the story, or are you going to go back after Roman? So they're starting that. But to your point, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. He basically frames it like, is Cody afraid because of failing the last time? Hmm. Right, right. No, he beat him because Solo got involved and cheated and caused the turn of events to make him lose. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Right. Right. Hmm. And it really made Cody look stupid. I mean, it really did. Because, like, there's Cody standing in the ring and they're celebrating the title victory and everything. And Michael Cole just keeps going. Like, he keeps pushing at him. He asked him the first time, and Cody doesn't really answer him. He's just talking about how excited he is to be a tag champion. And then Michael Cole interrupts him and says, I got to hold you to it. I got to ask the question again. Like, it felt very awkward. Like, why are we doing this? Why are we painting Cody, supposedly the next in line, the next big guy, the next big star, the face, right? Why would you want to paint him like an idiot? Maybe to your point from earlier, maybe it was their attempt to kind of maybe punish him a little bit, make him look stupid. But that's just a dumb move. Right. Hmm. I mean, it came off just ridiculously awkward. I mean, Michael Cole has really stepped up in the way of delivery when he's on commentary now, and I can't really fault him for doing it, but it was just like, God damn, let's just make Cody look like an idiot right here on Raw. Let's just do it. And he didn't even answer him because then he gets interrupted by KO and Sammy. Who, by the way, as of this past Friday, no longer a tag team. KO's on SmackDown, Sammy's on Raw. One of your most really ridiculously over tag teams. Boom, split them up. For Roman, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Cody and Jey, yeah. Yeah. Hmm. It just bleeds of stupidity. I just like you've got all these tag teams, all these possibilities. You got Imperium, you got the New Day. You don't have the Viking Raiders right now, but you have the newly reformed DIY. But yeah, we're gonna go with Cody and Jey, and they're gonna we're gonna break up the other tag team of Sammy and KO because reasons. I mean, it's right back to where they were in 19, late 19, before the cuts happened. All these damn people on the roster, but yeah, we're gonna stick to the same 6 people. Yeah. I mean, realistically speaking, their biggest tag team outside of, I guess, the Usos before they broke them up. Oh yeah, so KO and Sammy, and behind them, maybe Imperium. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, the New Day probably would be, if we're talking about a draw, probably the New Day. Hmm. Right. Yeah, they're gonna have to like quadruple what they used to do to Cena to put this over. Run through the bloodline, run through their cousins, run through their children and their children. I mean, like, yeah, I agree with you. They're gonna have to build it really high. Yeah. Hmm. And to me, that kind of reinvigorates your roster. I mean, it revitalizes it. Plus, I mean, we've been hearing for the past 2 years that Roman is nearing the end of his run. Like he's gonna go into acting. And the other big rumor has been since 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, that it was going to be Rock and Roman at Mania. Now I saw a story today that said that's not even in the collective cards for Mania just yet, because even if The Rock was to get the offer, there's no guarantee he'd even be able to do it because of the films he has lined up. Sure, sure, yeah. Hmm. I mean, right now they haven't. I mean, what, his feud with the Judgment Day, right? Hmm. 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 They do. Yeah, Damian Priest and Balor. Hmm. Hmm. Easily, yes. And they're telegraphing the hell out of it. Like they're setting the stage now so that we can get. My guess is that Cody is going to have kind of like what was I think it was Benoit who had like a last chance at getting a title shot. Cody will lose multiple attempts, then he'll finally get a last chance. You don't win this one, you're out. Whatever, and that's what they'll do. And then he'll finally get his title shot, and then he'll have to, you know, I don't know. Maybe they do a. Well, I guess they can't really do it because they've lost their opportunity with it. You don't have like that group of friends that like can combat the evil stable of the bloodline because you just split them all up. So yeah, yeah, I couldn't have seen Judgment Day going over the bloodline. Like I don't think that would have ever happened. Hmm. Right. Hmm. What really stinks as far as Sammy's concerned is like in this current position, I don't know if he could get back over like that. And I don't mean that as like a negative thing on Sammy himself. I just feel like they've positioned him so poorly. Even in winning the tag titles, which was a huge moment, it was a great WrestleMania moment. But maybe 2, 3 weeks after, it was like it just didn't seem like it was important. Hmm. Yeah, that's actually a damn good segue. Vince McMahon ousted not by Triple H, not by the board of directors, but by his buddy Ari Emanuel. And Ari even goes so far as to say that not only is Vince no longer in creative, but the reason that WWE or TKO's stock prices are down is because of Vince. Like, damn, aren't you supposed to be his friend? Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Right. I mean, that federal investigation's no joke. That I mean, that's got to be a big part of it. Yeah. I mean, there's not been a huge clean out yet outside of a few key office names. Nobody has really been ousted that was of a whole lot of noteworthiness. Now, there's been some executives that their position was just no longer relevant because they already had somebody that they liked doing it before. Um, but like as far as producers and things like that, there really hasn't been any turnover. With Vince now being on the sideline, it appears so far, it appears that the same producers are there, the same people are still there. So Triple H is there, Michael Hayes is there, Jason Jordan, Shane Helms, Sean Devari. Um, damn, I'm probably forgetting some others. Bobby Roode is a producer now and a road agent. Um, That's a sad story, actually. I mean, when you look at that, Bobby Roode's neck injury that he had a year ago apparently is likely going to make him have to retire. So he'll probably be doing the road agent producer role for the foreseeable future, which sucks. You talk about wasted opportunities, right? Fumbled options. Man, Bobby Roode coming out of NXT, nobody was hotter than him. Oof. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. When you think about all of the guys that came out of NXT, just should have been a slam dunk. I mean, Nakamura, Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, American Alpha, the Revival. Um, hmm yeah, Hmm. Yeah, it really should have. Hmm. Hmm. Well, and now with it, Shawn Michaels is the guy in charge of NXT. Triple H is in charge of the main roster. You would think, because of the synergy between the two of them, the communication would be, here's how you should position him when he comes into the main roster. And then Triple H says, yeah, this really worked in NXT, so we should do this. But I mean, even now with people like Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, these guys should be ready to rock. They should be on the main roster here any time now. But I have no confidence at all that they'll be positioned as anything except fodder for maybe Bronson Reed or Bobby Lashley or somebody like that. And they just won't use them properly because they just don't know how to properly take a talent that was built from the ground up in their own backyard. Because Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams, I want to say they were out of the college next in line program. Yeah, yeah. Hmm. No Zoom sessions. Yeah. God damn, my father-in-law again. Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's got a lot of different things to juggle right now. He's got a lot of things to build off of. But Triple H has got one thing that he's been spotlighting pretty well, and that would be the signing of Jade Cargill from AEW. They're uh, they're parading Jade out there as the next big women's star. Um, they're already positioning her as of this past Friday as a potential matchup with Charlotte Flair. She's shown up at the pay per view. She showed up at NXT. She's shown up at Raw. And this past Friday, she was at SmackDown. Everybody is talking about Jade Cargill right now. I wish I could say I was confident for her future. Yeah, me too. Yep. Hmm. I would say so. Yeah. Right now, right this moment in time, I would easily say let's put her in NXT. Let's make her the face of NXT for the next 8 months. Have her just run roughshod. Right. Right. Mhm. That's a tough build. Put her in a position on the main roster, sink or swim right away. Not to say that she's not adept to do it. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Yeah. Well, and that's the big risk you'd be running in that situation. I agree with you completely on that. Um, I think with what you could do, putting her in the main roster, if you size her up and put her with like Natalia, put her with some of your more seasoned vets, and then just have them work maybe a month long program to help get her feet wet, and then just keep somebody nearby, just a good competent producer to help agent the match and get everything moving the right way. It doesn't take much to position her properly, but my concern would be more along the lines of, do we? Well, I don't know. It's kind of a tough argument now because we just talked about it. Vince being gone, the whole dynamic changes. What kind of say does Kevin Dunn get now? Because Kevin Dunn was one of the guys responsible for, hey Vince, I don't think they're TV ready, or I don't think they're this. Is Triple H going to listen to that? Does Triple H listen to that? Right. Right. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, this will be. We said it before with Cody. This will be the litmus test for the guys that get signed away from AEW to WWE. Some would say Cody's been positioned really well. Others would say, like you've said earlier tonight, what has he done to deserve what he's about to get ready for? Which is a valid argument. Now, for the ladies that are looking to potentially step out, because you got a lot of really potential big names that can come up really fast. I mean, look at Chris Statlander. Chris Statlander, I don't know when her contract expires, but you have to think that they would at least have interest. And how much does that interest really carry as far as favor is concerned if Jade comes out and goes off like a lead balloon? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. 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 I mean, that's an interesting thought process. I'm not sure how it's going to play out in the end, but even if they get, so let's just say they got to Reels, for example, where Major League Wrestling is right now, MLW. That is a moment. That's a move in and of itself that really puts them in a really strong position. I'm honestly surprised that MLW hasn't gotten more out of this deal, but as we get closer and closer to the lawsuit finishing, they still could be the number three. Yeah, it's a part of Stars, I think. Mm-hmm. Right, right. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Right. Yeah. Well, and here's the thing: like Stars had heels, right? So I subscribed and watched that. The season ended. I canceled. I don't watch anything else on Stars. I mean, it's much as I like the idea of being able to see that sort of stuff. Like, I don't know if I would have subscribed specifically for wrestlers, but knowing the quality of it is, the quality that it was now, I might have, to Netflix. But there again, once the season's done, once the series is done, I'd cancel it. So like, yeah, you get $15 one time, or do you want to get something that's going to be more of a something have more of an impact? Mhm. Mhm. Well, mhm. Well, the thing is with NWA, they're branching out too. They're delegating more territories again. Yeah, 93 since 93. 40 years, dude. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Primetime wrestling was same time slot. Yep, yep. Holy cow. Yep, yep. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Oh, I think USA has probably outside of TBS and TNT the best bet for putting wrestling on their network because it's they know it better than anybody. Mhm. 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 That would be so. SmackDown is moving back to USA after the Fox deal. We all saw that coming. We all knew that Fox was going to dump it as soon as they could. But the thought process now about this is interesting. I mean, I honestly hadn't thought about USA as a potential suitor for the NWA. Certainly isn't out of the realm of possibility, but I never really thought about it. There's actually talk right now about Raw not being on Monday nights anymore. Mm-hmm. Wow. So with SmackDown, it was like a $5 billion deal. Remember when they got them over on Fox? And yeah, so right now the reason I'm thinking that maybe if they do change nights, maybe they'd stay on the same network because they have the relationship they do with NBC Universal, and that's who owns USA. But let's go ahead and just walk this out a little bit further. Let's say NWA really does have the opportunity. Um, I mean, where they go, gosh, that's the problem. Like FX, maybe. I mean, that's a division of Fox. Maybe they recover some of their money there. But as far as money wise, Monday Night Raw, you would think Monday Night Raw would be. Uh, gosh, it's tough because I mean, you could easily say we'll just use $1 billion, right? You could easily say that, but at the same time, that's like assuming you'd get like an NBC, ABC, Fox network to say bring it to our channel. I don't see them doing that. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Goes to Peacock only or something. Oh my God, could you imagine? Wow, that would be wild, man. Right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I mean, they're stronger ratings wise. They're averaging over 2 million viewers right now. That's a good question. What if they put SmackDown opposite AEW on Wednesdays? Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to front load it. Hmm. 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 And then at that point, I mean, if depending on the network's investment, because it's usually a pretty decent television deal, you have the ability to start signing more talent and expanding your show. NWA, not too long ago, during the pandemic, NWA Power was quality television, and it was appointment viewing. Like you made it a point when Power was on, you had YouTube up. Now, say what you want about their current roster. There's some guys on there that I really don't know. There's their champion that I could really care less about. But dude, like EC3, all right, let's think about this for a second. EC3, who many people would agree from Impact all the way through his NXT run, big star. Granted, fumbled yet again. Another guy comes out hot. They don't do a damn thing with him on the main roster. Trevor Murdoch, former world heavyweight champion. Not a big fan, but credible, right? You have an opportunity there with a lot of the women that are there, like Max, the Impaler, huge presence there, and she's only continue. They are only continuing to grow. Um, you got Trisha Dora, you've got, and I'm pulling from memory. Yes, yes, thank you. That was who I was trying to get to. Camille, the champion, the former women's champion who reigned for like what 3 years, 4 years. And who, by the way, and this isn't meant as like a sexual thing, looks absolutely terrific in the ring. Like she is a terrific performer and looks the part. So you need a face of your brand. Put her there. EC3 can come along. He'll get there if you give him that spotlight. I actually agree with you on that. EC3 is a good quality talent. I don't necessarily get down with the whole control your narrative garbage. but I don't have to. That's okay. I can be behind NWA and say, hey, you wanted an option, here's an option. And the fact that they're looking to expand territory-wise is really intriguing to me, especially under today's model. Yes and no. He's been doing guest spots there, but yeah, I'd say he's got some involvement. Yeah. I would think that the only hiccup for that is that Ohio Valley probably right now has a more dedicated audience than the NWA. Hmm. Right. Hmm. Right. Mystico, yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Right. Well, I think that. Hmm. Have him go everywhere. Hmm. So before we pivot over to AEW, because I got some stuff I want to talk about with that, I wanted to just point this out. Friday, we got the debut of Nick Aldis on WWE television. He is officially the SmackDown GM. Adam Pearce has been moved to Raw officially as the GM, period, for Raw. Jade Cargill also just got spotlighted on Raw, had a face off with Becky Lynch. To your point, putting her on the main roster, she's getting treated like a huge, huge star right now. Right, exactly, and see where she goes first. Uh, it's interesting. I like what they're doing with her though, because there's that intrigue of, well, when is she going to have a match? And that's where everybody's asking right now. When is she going to have a match? We'll see. But no, congrats to Nick Aldis for his move. Uh huh. Yeah, yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Well, it's interesting. There's a lot of people that are already talking about wanting to step in the ring with her, including Rhea Ripley. That could be good. I, I'm intrigued by it. She really hasn't been active. I mean, she just got into the ring with Shayna Baszler tonight, and that turned into a schmoz because Nia Jax hit the ring. Which, why the? I'll never understand, ever, why people that are problematic to the industry still get jobs. I will never understand it. Tell me one ticket Nia Jax has sold. Yeah. Right, right. It's about the Anoa'i and the Johnson family. Yeah. No, I get you there. Oh, speaking of, before, like I said, before we pivot over, Tuesday on NXT, Paul Heyman was seen talking to Ava Raine, also known as The Rock's daughter, about potentially joining the Bloodline. Take that for what you want. Mm. You're I hear you pondering. I'm like, I don't want to interrupt you because you're really thinking hard on this. Hmm. It is a slippery slope there. I, I think I know where you might be headed, but right. Or Naomi. Yeah. Hmm. Yes. Yeah. All right, let's head over to AEW because I got some stuff I want to run through, and I know your opinion on some of these things is going to be good. First and foremost, let's talk about the post Tuesday Night War quote unquote BS. Tony Khan hops on Twitter the day after, Wednesday morning, talking about the ratings. I personally don't give a damn about Nielsen ratings. I mean, they're interesting statistics, they're intriguing sometimes, but I like what I like. I'm gonna watch AEW regardless if they get a million or 800,000 or 600,000. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna watch Collision. I catch Rampage when I can, but I'm gonna watch Dynamite. I'm gonna watch Collision. By and large, that's what I'm gonna do. But they go to Title Tuesday because Dynamite had to move from the baseball playoffs. We get the head to head. We get great matches on Dynamite though for Tuesday, including the women's championship match, which you know Shane said it in the group chat, and I understand. Some people feel this way, but I thought Saraya had a serviceable match against Sheeta. It was decent. It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst, but hey, anytime we get to see Sheeta and win the title, I'm cool with that. Um, But I mean, they had a lot of different things on Dynamite that brought a lot of attention, including Adam Copeland, which you would have thought would have been a bigger deal, but I guess wasn't enough to pull away from, oh, I don't know, John Cena, The Undertaker. I mean, God dang. They threw everything at him. And Tony Khan really didn't appreciate it. So he cops on Twitter and he starts calling him out for contract tampering and talking about how when his mom was going through cancer treatment, that he gets calls from talent finding out that WWE was reaching out to him. I mean, he was taking some solid shots, some factual shots. Nothing he said was actually false that we know of. Yeah, that's what MLW's whole lawsuit is about right now. That a judge said, "No, WWE, you're going to have to actually show that you didn't do this," which I do love. I do love seeing Jerry McDevitt get kicked in the balls. There's a special satisfaction from that after, especially after watching the what was the episode where he talked about going to court of Dark Side of the Ring? God damn it! I hate Marty Jannetty's episode, and then the Superfly episode, and then there's another one that for whatever reason I just can't remember. But his smug attitude just makes you want to hate this guy. Just makes your stomach hurt. And oh, the steroid trial, that's the other one. So I mean, I kind of get why why Tony Khan was out there. People saying that he needs to leave Twitter alone, I kind of agree, but isn't he doing the same stuff that like Bischoff and Cornette do, and people talk about it? Right. Agreed. Execute Order 66. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. No, I would agree with you. Yeah. Mhm. Observer. Yeah. Right. Right. 0 for the record. And enjoy it. Yep. Mhm. Mhm. Right. Mhm. Mhm. Well, it's alarming too because it's gotten to the point where he can't legitimately give a hug to a new signing without people going, "Oh my God, he gave him a hug." Bro, did you not get hugs as a kid? What is wrong with you? Like, what the hell? Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Right. Yeah. 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 You're right. I saw that. It's that's like how the hell is that a okay? So you want to make fun of a guy's wrestling program? All right, fine. Yeah. Whatever. Do your thing. But like he's literally donating millions of dollars to kids, and that's a thing to make fun of. Like what? Mhm. Right. Right. Mhm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, he's still a kid. Screw that. No, that is a kid in my eyes. I agreed. No, you're that young and you're trying to make it as a streamer. Everything is magnified. These guys and gals, they do all of the things that they can do to get attention properly. Not talking about anything bad here, but to get people to watch what they're doing, and then they get burned in effigy. And this happens way too much. You're absolutely correct. They get burned in effigy because people don't want to go, hey, that's wrong. You shouldn't do that to him. They just want to hop on a bandwagon and be like, no, no, he's a predator or whatever. Dude, like we live in a world where, and kind of circling this back to wrestling, we live in a world where countless, countless performers lost jobs because of accusations that may or may not have been well founded. Because people wanted to circumvent the court of law and say, hey, this person's really a bad person. You shouldn't hire them. Now, some of them legitimately got fired for probable cause, and there were charges filed. Others, we don't know the full story. We know what was claimed on Twitter with some of these people, but everybody and their cousin hopped into speaking out, and all of a sudden it was a major movement. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They brought everybody. Cena at the main event. Paul Heyman in the main event. Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I believe when he before he got fired or suspended the first time, CM Punk came out and did a promo where he basically said, "Tell me when I'm telling lies." I would ask anybody who has looked at what Tony Khan said, tell me where it's false. Tell me where his statement that he made was factually inaccurate, because you can't. You can't. The truth of the matter is WWE did contact Chris Jericho, did contact Swerve. We know because they said it. Yeah, Swerve's the one that called Tony Khan. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, it doesn't really serve your brand's needs when you just do stupid stuff like that. Like that'll never make sense to me. But I digress. The bottom line here is, yeah, you can say what you want about him tweeting it out there, and I think Brian's made a really solid point, so I don't want to beat it up too much. But at the end of the day, stop him when he's telling lies. Find the inaccuracy, please. I'm begging you, because until you can, he's going to keep doing it. And Brian's right yet again. I mean, when you look at it, if you don't want to hear it, you could just unfollow him. Or here's a crazy thought: if you really don't think AEW should be around, I don't condone hate watching of any type. Maybe stop watching the program. Like you're gonna watch it so then you can make fun of it. That has never made sense to me. Hate watching will never make sense to me. And hey, and I know he listens and whatever, but Sonny does it too. Sonny will watch it to make fun of it. Yeah. 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 I'll be part of the cool kids. Yeah. It's a little weird. Like it's one of those. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like what? You realize that's just super weird, right? Like it's like standing outside of the person's house that you hate and throwing rocks at the window, but getting mad because they didn't come out and tell you to go away. Like, mm-hmm. Yes, for the love of God, go outside. I don't know. Jeez. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Poor Goldberg. Poor Goldberg. He'll never live that down. Oh, poor Bill. Yeah. At the same time, though, you're not going to hop on the show and be like, "Boy, Monday Night Raw effing sucked," and then we go, "Well, Brian, what happened? I don't know. I didn't watch it." Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Right. Why? If you're there, you bought a ticket, but you're okay. Sure. Thanks for buying a ticket. Better buy it to pour it down the drain. Ha ha! I'll show them. Didn't you buy that? Yeah, so. Right. I mean, and the to add to that, the ones that say, "I just want to see it get better." Nah, bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. Because if it got better, you still wouldn't recognize it. Half the time, these people that say, "I just want to see it get better. I want to see a good product." You don't know what a fucking good product is. Like, it's like the ones that talk about, I would push so and so, but they've never once sat down and actually looked at what does it mean when somebody's a top star at a company? What does that really mean? What do they do? They sell fucking tickets. That's what they do. Like, they don't think for a second that, like, you know, Jinder Mahal, God bless him, he's on TV right now, he should be the main eventer. No, Jinder Mahal should never touch the main event. You want to know why? It's not because he sucks, folks. It's not because he sucks, because he doesn't suck. He's actually pretty good at what he does. But he's boring. He's boring, and his character right now, the foreign aggressor, ladies and gentlemen, we're in 2023. We we don't need that. It's dumb. It's dumb. It's just like when, because there's an African American tag team, you know what they have to be, Brian? They have to be hip hop guys. What the fuck? Do we not know that there's other, like, there are African Americans in IT? There's African Americans that play chess. Like, they got to be rap stars. They got to be rap stars. No, but well, yeah, that'd be hilarious, actually. Into a segment. Shh, we're playing chess. But, like, seriously though, like, it's crazy to me. Hmm. Hmm. Very true. Right. Yeah. Right. Suspend disbelief. Yes. Hmm. Yeah, I'd say so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing with that, and I'll give you that because that. Okay, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Nicest guy you'd ever meet, by the way. May he rest in peace. Yes. Right. Headset down. Holy crap. Ah. Sorry. Headset down. We live in a society with rules, sir. What, PC? Oh, yeah. 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 I don't know. Hmm. Well, they tried it. They tried it with Orlando Jordan in TNA. He was hated. He was over hated. True. Hmm. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. American hero. Yeah. The Iraqi sympathizer. I'll never forget them saying that. I was like, what? What is a sympathizer? It's like I was too young to know what that meant. Oh yeah, yeah. What no, that's not what I wanted to see. Now that yes, but what you said beforehand, no. Yeah, yeah. Mm, that's a good one. Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm. And and then when it pisses you off, you threaten to never watch another show again. Yeah, right, right. International, I love that. International Man of Mystery. Oh, we're putting that on a t-shirt. Screw Austin Powers. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Come, gotta be careful there, buddy. But you got a point because Cornette knew exactly what would piss off every single redneck American out there. Yeah, and he made them huge, huge fucking stars. The gangsters were infamous before they touched an ECW ring. And God bless New Jack. That look. I'm not talking about the man outside the ring because look, he had his issues. but in the ring, that dude, yeah. People, he's dead and gone, and people are still afraid to say stuff negative about him because they don't want a kidney blowback. You're damn right. That man was, yeah. I actually wonder why they haven't put a character like that on TV. Because you would have thought that that would have immediately been done. It was Jinder Mahal. Kali was a special character. Kali was special, damn it. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. Just having fun with it. 45. 45. Let's wind the clock back a bit. Just a bit. Definitely. Well, no, okay, so I get why you say that. My reasoning is because it's all been done before and I want to see something different. Not since. Not since. Well, and that was one of those moments where, one, I think beforehand people were too afraid to try that, or we just never saw it on TV. You know, Georgia and Alabama doing KKK gimmicks at an indie show. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All the aftermags. Those are the ones I got my info from. Yeah. Right. Hmm. Right. 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 Hmm. Hmm. Imagine if we were to actually see, instead of it being back in the 90s, see the Attitude Era today. It would get booted off TV. Seriously. In the Attitude Era, like, there were a lot of lines crossed really quickly. Really, really fucking quickly. It's like they had. Remember when DX made it look like the Nation got their locker room assaulted by the Hart Foundation, and they tried to call the Hart Foundation racist? Yeah. Yes. One of the and hey, you it depends on who you ask, but a majority of fans, white, black, or whatever, talk about that as one of the funniest segments they've ever seen in the Attitude Era. But each one knows, yeah, that would never play today. Hmm. 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 Wow. Okay. I'm not offended by him. I'm bored by him. No, I actually, to your point, I think that it's more about, if you're gonna do it right. Don't just half-ass it. Then everybody hates it. Then everybody hates him. But that's the point. Like, yeah, it is a circular conversation because it's a tough deal. Like, on one hand, you're like, yeah, you really shouldn't do that, and I can again, I could go down the list of why I think it's dumb, but at the same time, when it's done right, like really right, like the gangsters, you're like, well, shit, no, that was, yeah, it was some pretty crazy ass TV, but it was good. So like, yeah, that's an interesting point. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It did. It let you, especially for, and I was one of those, especially for families that had somebody out there in Iraq fighting. It gave you a way of releasing that aggression. That is a very, very good point. Now, granted, there's obvious stuff you wouldn't be able to get away with, but that is a very good point. I didn't know if I wanted to touch on that or not. So we're over time, but might as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Throw quarters at him. Yeah. Might have been dimes. Either way, throwing coins. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Well, that's my part there. So okay, I hear what people are saying. I'm like, all right, so it's not exactly a stretch, but I think they're reaching. But here's the thing: did we forget decades, not years, fucking decades of guys using rolls of quarters to knock people out? And I'm positive along the way somebody wrote somebody else's name on that roll of quarters to get heat. Like, how is that? Mm, yeah, holy shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Hmm. I think not only did he have a hand in it, he probably sat down with Juice Robinson and helped write it. Hmm. Right. Right. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Right. Making a person feel, and that is very true. Hmm. He's he has no right being as smart as he is, as young as he is in this business. It, it, it's crazy. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know if I can disagree on that. I can't. Like, I can't, for the moment, I can't think of a reason to really say, you know what, you're wrong. I can't. Doesn't mean I won't be able to later. I'll think about it, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to agree with you. Yeah. But this is as good a point as any for us to go ahead and close out on. I mean, damn, we went overtime for folks today. We gave you the mega episode. Rantaholics. We did. We started a little late. What did you... Oh, shit. My cats do that all the time when they try to jump on my lap and then something startles them. They're like, son of a bitch. They'll do it when I'm on the phone at work. Oh, one time, we'll close out with this. One time I'm on the phone with a customer, and I mean, I sell $1,000 products. I don't sell like $20 products. So this customer is giving me their credit card. We're going over all the little nuances of their business. And all of a sudden, my orange cat, Simba, jumps on my lap. Normally wouldn't be a problem, but he couldn't get his balance. So Simba decides to take both front paws and dig his claws into my right leg. I screamed like a girl. I was like, oh, holy shit. The customer's like, are you okay? Because I forgot that I didn't mute my mic before I said anything. Needless to say, I had to tell my boss, hey, listen, this happened. It's one of the dangers of working from home. I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain. That's going to do it for us here at C2C this week. Always, you can catch up with us at c2cradioshow.com. You can catch up with us at spreaker.com/corner to corner, at C2C Radio Show on the Twitter bot or X. Rob's at Rob Hefner C2C. Brian's at Vlad Dragul C2C. That's VLADDRAGOOL C2C. And I'm at Stan Grubb C2C. touch some grass. We're out of here.